Today we read from Matthew 28, 1 to 10. Now after Sabbath done, early Sunday morning, the first day of the week come. Mary Magdalene and the next Mary go look upon the tomb.
And all of a sudden, one wicked earthquake shake up the place.
Cause one of God's angel them come down from heaven and come roll with the stone and sit down upon it.
Him did look bright like a lightning, and him clothes did white like snow.
The guard them did so frightened, them are shaking at them bone.
Them drop a ground and tiff out like a dead.
But the angel said to the woman them say, "No afraid."
Me know say a Jesus who I look for, the one where them kill upon the cross.
Him not there, cause God make him come back alive, just like what him did say.
Come look which part him did a lay down. Then hurry up and go tell him follower them say him dead and come back alive.
Him a go a Galilee till you no come. Uno will see him there when you no reach.
Me tell you no when me did fi tell you no. Listen what me say and do what me say you no fi do.
The woman them take off quick. Them frightened and glad same time. And them run go tell Jesus follower them.
But Jesus meet them up and said to them, say, "Heal."
Them come to him, bend down a ground, hold on upon him foot and worship him.
Then Jesus said to them say, "No afraid."
Go and go tell my brother them say them can go to Galilee. Them we see me there.
Them we see me there.
Then we see me there.
Then we see me there.
Amen.
Here endeth the reading of the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Today marks a momentous occasion in the Christian religion as people remember Jesus' crucifixion and his death at Calvary, a death that brings life to all. Hi, I'm Audrey Williams, and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. On this Good Friday, we have a lot to unpack, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back. We all have a set of guidelines or beliefs that we follow, whether they are our own or passed down through generations. Our next feature will bring to the forefront one of those beliefs through our continued he says, she says conversation.
Spiritual is just natural thing, but religious thing, a man create religion. But spirituality are from before creation, you know. I bring man and woman together, spiritual connection. But religion a man-made thing. I cause war all over the world, you know.
Take a walk out to halfway tree if you want to see suffering.
Welcome to the start of another He Says, She Says series, where we express our perspectives on topics such as relationships, workplace habits, careers, and other issues, more frequently discussed in silos, but we are now bringing to the forefront. Joining us today are Reverend Winston Peku, Chairman and Chaplain of the Frankfield Primary School Board, and the resident pastor for the Frankfield and Grantham Circuit of Churches of the Church of God in Jamaica, business owner Adermi Mitchell, and Region 6 President for the Jamaica Association of Guidance Counselors in Education, Avina Henry. All right, so the question is there a distinction between being religious and being spiritual? Rev, I want to start with you.
Even though the two words are used interchangeable at times, there are distinctions. As I said earlier on, religion is institutionalized base, it is community and tradition, it is doctrines and dogma, while spirituality is an individual thing. And as Sir our brother said that, sometimes you don't really want to go, but as might not go to church, but you're spiritual, you know that you have to keep the relationship with God going. So it's an individual thing in your spiritual life.
All right. So how do you make that distinction and even choose your own spiritual or religious path? That's a question I want to ask.
You see, it's based again upon information, what you have heard. Because you don't know about God. You can't know about God unless you hear about Him.
Or read about Him.
Or read about Him. So you read, you hear, and it is your reading and hearing that will direct you. And you see, what you hear and what I hear, we can hear the same thing but come to a different conclusion based on nurture and environment. Because you see we live in Jamaica and you see we live in our world. Many people are hearing the same gospel every day but respond differently to it. So it is you who decide how you go. But you see, if you open up and allow the Holy Spirit to direct you, then you can't go wrong.
All right, so my final question I want to throw out, is it important to focus on spirituality? Avina, I want to bring you in right here.
I want to say yes, it is very important. And for that, I'm sitting here and I'm listening. And you have to be careful of the religion you're a part of. Because, religion can be good and it can be bad. It depends on the type, because in our religion, as he talks about, there are different ethics, there are laws, there are things that you're supposed to do in some of them. So as individuals, we have to be careful of the religion that we're a part of that will not lead us down to destruction. So I will now answer your question about spirituality, that it is important for us to pay attention to the spiritual parts of our lives and be connected to the right source that will lead us to do good, to be one another's keeper, and to be a positive influence in our society. So yes, we should pay attention to our spiritual part of our lives.
And I say tell that man is a spirit. He lives in a body and he has a soul.
All right, so I want to ask another question. Does choosing a religious path create division among people? Because remember, we are relational beings and not everybody may choose the same path. But does it create division? And then what advice would you give on a person looking to choose their spiritual journey?
That, and I balance it again. History is replete that religion has caused a lot of war. There's no hiding, there's no going around, but there's no dismissing that. But also, history is replete that religion has caused a lot of peace. So one has to be careful. You notice what is happening in the Middle East between Israel and all of those things, the Arab against the Jews and all of those things. That is also a religious war. So you see that religion does bring war. And even the church, if you do church history and at all, there was an East and the West church, and there was a time when once you mentioned earlier on about, evangelism and all those things, people was usually called some people witches, and they would have killed them. The church did that, because they were of a different religion. But if you follow Jesus, that is, as you said, we have to care for the religion. Many people take religion, and religion leads to different way, but Jesus is the only way to God.
So Adermi, I want to bring you in right here. What advice would you give to somebody trying to decide their spiritual journey?
My advice to anyone that is trying to decide which spiritual journey or which religion they want to get into, at the end of the day, that we are all human beings, right? So treat our brothers and sisters the same way how you like to be treated.
Okay, Avina, you're as a counselor, what advice would you give somebody that is looking to decide on that spiritual journey?
I will send them to go and read the holy words. When you read the words and you leave self out of it and allow the God himself to lead you, you will get the answer. You will find the answer because you'll be guided by the Holy Spirit. Even in counseling, you have to have Christian counseling because you will not be successful. You cannot be successful unless the Spirit of the Lord is present. You will not get the results that you need.
All right, to help our people, what advice would you give someone embarking on a spiritual journey? I want to start with Adermi.
That's for anyone who's embarking on a spiritual journey, as our commander says, in terms of, you have to have people that are around you to help you, support you with that spiritual journey. Because it's evil and good is real. That's how we can put it as. So you want good people around you to help form you and guide you along that way.
Okay. Perfect. All right. That's a perfect way to end. And that's where we end our He Says, She Says conversation. Stay tuned for more. Our guests were Reverend Winston Peku, Avina Henry, and Adermi Mitchell. Thanks for watching. I'm Andre Palmer. Take care.
Apply to the Heart NSTA Trust. Learn a new skill and expand your horizons. Your government has made it completely free to you.
Last month, 150 countries gathered at the Montego Bay Convention Center for the second Global Tourism Resilience Conference, where stakeholders shared this idea of strengthening the sector against future threats. Jamaica, as a leader in building tourism resilience, continued to make its mark in the industry, with some new developments coming out of the conference that are sure to bolster the sector even further.
Building resilience requires ongoing surveillance and anticipatory actions. The sharing of information among the member countries of the UNWTO is absolutely critical, as is the need to consistently and constantly invent and reinvent solutions to meet unexpected occurrences.
Such was the idea behind the staging of the second Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference.
The discussions around investment in tourism is not just to bring foreign direct investment into a space, but is to broaden the whole development capacity within a country.
That includes planning for future disruptions so that the economy may not only withstand disasters, but possibly prosper through them. Hence, discussions surrounded 5 key points to help build tourism resilience: forecasting and tracking disruptions, mitigation, management, recovery, and thriving.
We have to look at the impact of what we're doing. We can't just look at data, numbers. We have to make sure that what we do has a potential positive impact on the communities, on the environment, and at the end of the day, on the global agenda related to all the issues that are critical in order to achieve sustainable development.
It is an idea shared by Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, who presented in Prime Minister Andrew Holness's stead.
This conference has brought together key stakeholders, experts, and policymakers to address the challenges facing our sector and to explore innovative solutions for the future. The conference has richly featured, along with practical advice, discussions on various aspects of tourism resilience, including digital innovation.
Data analytics and insights. We've got data for who's coming in and who's leaving when. How do we capitalize that data to understand what the customer experienced, what they missed out experiencing on this particular trip, and what are their interests? Do they have kids? So do we need more things for kids to do? Do we need a big water park? What do we need? So all these data analytics will assist us in understanding the psychology of the customers visiting and leaving and re-engaging them to come back.
And infrastructure resilience.
Now is the time for us to take a step back and look at our current tourism plans, the shortfalls and the challenges, and look towards creating a comprehensive plan based on visioning and forecasting where we want to be as a region in terms of carrying capacity, types of tourism models, local sensibilities, and the impact of the total economy through linkages.
The role of women.
The resilience of the tourism industry, nationally and globally, hinges on empowering women, ensuring that they receive equitable opportunities, break down the barriers that hinder professional advancement.
Sustainable financing.
What are we doing for small businesses who don't have the credibility, the credit history, the experience in the industry, when we know that the small businesses are the heart of the tourism product?
And of course, future challenges and mitigating strategies. Through these discussions, we aim to shape a more resilient, adaptive, and sustainable tourism industry that can withstand the future shocks and thrive in the face of adversity.
In a move that will further bolster Jamaica's lead in tourism resilience, a partnership was forged with UN Tourism and the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. It is being rebranded as the Global Tourism Resilience Center.
This center will be the place, brain, university, think tank, call it however you want, which will give first the right communication to the countries or member states.
We will be announcing the establishment of a Caribbean Tourism Academy, which the UN is going to work with us on as part of their global network.
UN Tourism also will continue to partner with Destination Jamaica in hosting the Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference moving forward. In another move, Minister Bartlett used the forum to reiterate calls for a Tourism Resilience Fund. This would be a trust where tourists pay a contribution towards their destination of choice, which will go directly to that country and is accessible for tourism strengthening.
I look at the multilateral structure as it now obtains, and even with the IMF S&T fund, it creates a problem for many countries to access. And the problem of the bureaucracy that is entailed in it, the problem with classification of countries and what qualifies you to draw down, and then the requirement for sometimes very onerous policy implementation and policy changes and shifts puts all of these countries at serious risk in terms of being able to ever be resilient. So we in tourism have that task, I believe. And I'm saying this with my SG here, that this is part of our task. How do we get the world to respond to creating a fund that is accessible to all? And what then is our personal responsibility as tourists in this regard?
As a multilateral development bank that is committed to strengthening partnerships, we welcome the opportunity presented by the conference to join forces with all other development partners that are working in the Caribbean to support the implementation of agreed recommendations emerging from this conference.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
Okay, let's face it, we're not drinking enough water. Yet we hope that our bodies function to their optimum level. Make it make sense. We must align our beliefs with our deeds. But we all need a jump start to get us on track. Our next feature will do just that. Approximately 60% of our body is made up of water. It is recommended that we drink 8 ounces 8 times throughout the day, every day. But why drink water when we can all consume something way more fun? Well, if it's alcohol, did you know that too much can lead to stomach problems? Or how about sodas? They have no nutritional benefit. Yeah, it's just sugar. Also, too much sugar from the drinks you consume can increase your risks of heart disease, weight gain, high blood pressure, and inflammation. Ugh! On the other hand, drinking water not only prevents dehydration, but will combat these issues. Drinking water can also help adjust your mood. It can prevent and treat headaches, as well as keep you from a hangover when applied in between giddy refreshments. All that sounds good, but you may be thinking, surely there are other ways to deal with those issues. So why drink water? Why? 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 You may say. Well, here are some fun facts. Drinking lots of water gives you wonderful skin. That's right. Water helps to clear up those pimples and wrinkles from premature aging. All before them young. We're getting off topic here. Water helps to control your weight. Yeah, it has no calories. When you drink sugary drinks that are high in calories, you are stacking on those pounds. But water keeps you full and staves off any cravings you may have. Hello, excess fat, where? Sing with me, trim and keep going to the gym though. Keep going to the gym. Water helps to regulate your blood pressure. Dehydration can cause drops in your blood pressure that could harm your internal organs. But drinking lots and lots of water helps you maintain a healthy blood flow consistency. A more fun fact, if you're going to give blood, drinking lots of water beforehand keeps you from acting boozy. I mean getting woozy. That is to the point of fainting from lowered blood pressure. So, drink your water and be sure to donate. You could save a life. Water also regulates your blood temperature. Yeah, drinking water helps to reduce strain on your body during exercise and helps to maximize your physical performance. It gets your kidneys functioning properly. Yes, those kids need, get it? Kidney needs lots of water. Water helps the kidneys preserve the body's homeostasis. Homeostasis, there we go. Flushing too little water through the kidneys can lead to kidney stones. You see, water helps to dissolve minerals and nutrients in the body and remove waste. If there isn't enough water, these minerals and nutrients build up in the kidney and become kidney stones. When there is waste in the kidney, it forces other vital organs to work much harder than they would have had to. These issues can lead to kidney disease and kidney failure. But drinking a lot of water keeps the kidneys happy and healthy and functioning properly. Gosh, I need some water after that. Drinking water makes digestion way better. Water intake dilutes your stomach acid and helps food waste to pass through the body much easier. Without this, you may find yourself suffering from heartburn, constipation, feel that burn, and stomach ulcer. Now what is happening here? Your stomach would have been experiencing increased concentrations of acid because your intestines could not break down the food you consumed. Neither could it transport food waste through your body, all because you did not drink enough water. Joint problems? Say no more. Water helps form the necessary lubrication for your joints to prevent friction and pain as the body moves. Yeah, lotion for your bones. It makes your brain function better. Bet you didn't know that, huh, brainiac? And overall, water boosts you up. Is that the saying? I don't know. All I'm saying is drink plenty of water. So, those are the facts. Now, were they fun? I don't know. And don't forget the little ones. Hydrate the pitney them. Now, we recognize that you may want to consume something other than water some of the time. So, sip on some unsweetened tea. Maybe while sipping tea, have some coconut water. After all, you live on an island. Duh. And here are some tips to help you drink more water in case you're having difficulty. Carry a bottle filled with water every day and keep it in plain sight so you don't forget to drink. Add some lemon or civil oranges to improve the taste. Serve water during meals instead of juice and other beverages. Where there is water, there is a way. I'm sure that's not the saying, but work with me. After all, water works. Drink up. On this day of Holy Week, we recall a narrative that is hard to fathom. The story of Jesus, the betrayal that led him to his death. He was betrayed by one of his followers and denied by one of his closest companions. He was arrested and went back and forth in trial between the Jewish religious leaders and the Roman officials, after which he was tortured, condemned to die, then crucified. So, what is the good in this Good Friday? The intent of Good Friday is remembrance. This is a day of the year where we should realize the cost of redemption. This is the day of all days that should humble us. The good was not in the agony and suffering of Jesus. The good was what the agony and suffering accomplished for all. This may not be the good we thought we wanted, but it is the good we desperately needed. Besides, Jesus' life wasn't taken from him. He gave up his life in order for us to have life and have it more abundantly.
We are hoping that the time will come to be able to track these cards.
Hello, the house are burned down.
And punish those who are doing this.
All too frequently, a unit is unavailable for an actual fire emergency, merely because it is responding to a false alarm.
And it results in most instances to a waste of resources that could be used for more productive purposes. So I want to encourage members of the public to desist from this practice. We tend to see a spike in false alarm calls during the summer when the kids are home. Because they are home, they have their cell phone and they see it as fun to dial whether 110 or 119 to say that there's a fire somewhere. So we want to encourage parents to pay attention to that as well.
We've reached the end of our program. Get a recap of everything you saw here and more on our website, jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.